Hey guys, this is a video that I'm making to show you how Latin has evolved into the Romance languages. So, obviously, the first language here is Latin, and that was spoken by a wide range of people all over Europe, who, as they gradually spread apart, began to speak different dialects of Latin. So, I just want you to remember, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, French, Romanian, and Catalan, all those languages are actually dialects of Latin, which have become so different that they have become their own language. So, all of the words can be traced directly back to Latin, and I'm going to show you how we can do that. So, I have all of the words here for hospital. So, the Italian word for hospital is ospedale. I don't know if I pronounced that exactly right. I'm not taking Italian right now. Ospedale. The Catalan word. Oh, and if you don't know what Catalan is, it is actually the official language of Andorra. It's also spoken in parts of France and Italy. It is its own language. It's not as widely spoken as the other Romance languages, but it is indeed a language, and it closely resembles Italian, Spanish, and French, but it mostly resembles Italian and Spanish. So, the Catalan word for hospital is hospital. The Spanish word is also hospital. Hospital. I see what I did here. This is not supposed to have a T in it. I'm super dumb. Okay, anyway. Spanish word is hospital. The Portuguese word is also hospital. The French word is hôpital. Hôpital. And the Romanian word is spital. So, you will notice that the Romanian word is the most different one here. That is often the case with Romanian. It will, like the first 5 will closely resemble each other, and it'll be like, yes, this is awesome, and then you get to the Romanian one, it'll be like, that doesn't look the same in any way, shape, or form. So, but I will explain to you this. So, with the Italian, ospedale, look at this. If you add an H, it looks basically the same as the other ones. And the funny thing is, it sounds the same, since this here, in all of the Spanish, Catalan, Portuguese, and French, you don't pronounce the H. So it sounds like hospital. Hospital and hospitale is very similar. So you can see how that evolved. It's just the spelling. It was never pronounced with the H in these languages. The H is silent. So the spelling evolves so that there is no longer any H where it isn't pronounced. And they added an E on the end, which is characteristic of Italian. So, then we go through here. The French has added an accent and dropped the S, but it still very closely resembles the word. And the Romanian is the one that looks the most different. But you can definitely tell here that all it has dropped is the first 2 letters. It's just, instead of hospital, it's spital. Still very closely resembles the rest. In order to construct the Latin root, we'll start by looking at the word, the first letter of each word. Now, it's not all of them are H, but as I've just explained, the Italians dropped the H in the spelling, and the Romanian has as well, but the rest of them start with H. So I'm going to go with the majority and guess that the Latin also starts with an H. Then they all, except for the Romanian, next have an O, and then an S, except for the French. But just because one is different doesn't mean much at all. It's easy to drop a letter. Are you going to bed? Okay, then just bye. Okay, it's easy to drop a letter, so I'm going to keep that S in there, because all the rest of them do. Then, then they have a P, and then an I, except for in Italian. But I'm going to still put in the I because the E and the I make similar sounds, and since they've all kept the I in the spelling, we're going to guess that the Latin has the I. And then we have some differences here. We have some T's, then we have a D. But it is very easy for a T to soften into a D. A T is a hard sound, like T. You can hear how hard that is. But if you soften it, it turns into a D. We do that with the word butter. We don't say butter, we say butter. It's 2 D's instead of 2 T's. That's the way we pronounce it. Even though we spell it butter, it's butter. So, this T here in the Italian has softened into a D. So we'll put a T because that is the majority. Then, for all the rest, we have an A and then an L. And then the E on the end of the Italian, but we won't put that on because that's just, that's an Italian thing to put on an E, and none of the rest of them have it. So, what we have here is a root word, hospital, which is the same as the Catalan, Spanish, and Portuguese. Now, the Latin is actually not hospital, but hospitalis. But we did a good job, especially since the ending here. That IS is an ending. Latin is a language that has lots of endings in it. The ending will change depending on where the word is in the sentence and how it's functioning. So if you look here, this is the word hospitalis in Latin, but it can also be spelled hospital I, hospital E, hospitalem. Depending on where it is in the sentence, it will have a different ending. So we have found the root. The root is hospital. And yeah. So that's how you would reconstruct. You can do this with all different words. I advise you to go and look up a few. I use Google Translate to do this. I just pick a word and I go through and I find all the different words for it in these different languages. Then you can do that with other languages as well. So if you go farther back, this is not supposed to be Bengali. Sanskrit. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do this in the next video, but you see Proto-Indo-European is the language from which Celtic, Balto-Slavic, Italic, Hellenic, and Germanic and Indo-Iranian languages have evolved, and from them have evolved most of the European languages that we know today. I'm working on this chart. So, just like the way that we traced all of the Romance languages and the roots back to Latin, we can trace Latin and Russian and Greek and German and Irish and Sanskrit back to Proto-Indo-European. And that's what I'm going to do in the next video. Okay, see ya!